Again, welcome to Java Programming Language. This is our first lectures, Introduction to Computers, Unit 1, Lecture number 1. Our main objective is to understand computer basics, programs, and operating system. So what is a computer? Here we say a computer consists of a CPU, memory, hard disk, floppy disk, monitor, printer, and also the communication device. So any electronic device that have an input device, such as a keyboard and a mouse, and also have an output device such as monitor, printer, and a CPU, which is the central processing unit, memory, and also storage device such as a CD or hard drive to store data, then it's a computer. So we shall go through each component. First is the CPU. The central processing unit is the main brain of the computer. Also, it retrieves the instruction from memory and execute them. And the CPU speed is measured in megahertz, with 1 megahertz equal to 1 million pulses per second. So the speed of the CPU has been improved continuously. Today, if you buy a PC, you can get an Intel 7 processor at least 7 gigahertz. 1 gigahertz is 1000 megahertz. And next is the memory. So the memory is a storing data or a data storage device, but for temporary. So we have two types of data storage device. That's the permanent storage, such as hard drive or disk. A memory supported by the computer power. So when the computer is on, data can be stored, data can stay. By any time the computer goes off, and the data will be gone. So it's called a volatile memory storage place. So a memory unit is an ordered sequence of bytes, each order 8 bits. So a program and its data must be brought to memory before they can be executed. So anytime we are working on a computer, when we open a file or a program, that program will be loaded into the memory. So most of the time we do our work from the memory. So a memory byte is never empty, but its initially content may be meaningless to your program. So the current content of a memory byte is lost, again, whenever new information is placed in it. And also the data will be lost whenever the computer power switch off. So how data is stored? We know computers only understand the machine language. Normally, machine language consists of ones and zeros, which we also call the binary numbering system. So a data of a various kind, such as numbers, characters, strings, are normally encoded as a series of bits. That's zeros and ones. So computers use zeros and ones because digital devices have only two stable states, which are referred to as a 0 and 1 by convention. The programmers need not to be concerned about the coding and decoding of data. And this is normally performed automatically by the operating system based on the encoding scheme. Now, the encoding schemes varies. For example, we may have a character J, which is represented by 01001010. We can see we have 8 10s, which we call the bits. So normally 8 bits represent 1 byte, and 1 byte is the same as 1 character. So a small number such as 3 can be stored in a single byte. Now, if a computer needs to store a large number that cannot fit into a single byte, then it uses a number of adjacent bytes. So again, no two data can share or split the same byte. A byte is a minimal storage unit. So we can see the diagram here as an example. We have our memories, and we can see the content at 0101. Also, we have the memory address. Normally, the memory address will be in hexadecimal And this is for simplicity. We are using digit as the address, which is a decimal numbering system. Next, we talk about the storage device. So a storage device, first, the memory. As we said earlier, memory is volatile because information is lost when the power of the computer goes off. So programs and data are permanently stored on a storage devices. This can be our hard drive, or we may also have external storage devices such as CD drive or flash drive or floppy disk, etc. Next is the Apple devices. So the Apple device, we have monitor, and one of the common one also is the printer. So monitors and printers. Speaker also can be an Apple device, because when we have audio and we want to get the information out, we use speakers. So any device that can make it possible to get a result or information out of a computer is an Apple device. So here the monitor display information. It can be graphics or text. Now the resolution and the dot page will determine the quality of the display. So normally a monitor resolution and a dot page. Here we say the resolution is the screen resolution. We specify the number of pixels in horizontal and also vertical dimension of the display device. So pixels in short means the picture elements, which are again a tiny dots that form an image on the screen. So a common resolution for a 17-inch screen, for example, will be 1024 pixels and 768 pixels high. Now the resolution can be set manually. And one thing is that the higher the resolution, the sharper and also the clearer the image is. Also, the dot pitch is the amount of space between the pixels measured in millimeters. So the smaller the dot pitch, also the sharper the display. The next is the communication device. Here we say a communication device, the most common one is the modem. A regular modem normally we use phone, and it can transfer data in a speed up to 56,000 bits per second. This is our the earlier internet. The earlier internet in the mid-1990s used telephone, and normally we get 56,000 bits per second. Today, again, we use DSL, and DSL is more faster, even 20 times faster than a regular modem. So a modem, again, is a device that can translate analog signal to digital. And also it can translate digital signal to analog, because we know telephone use analog signal. So if information is, we are sending information from a computer, and that information have to go through a telephone line, then our modem will convert it to analog. Now the receiving computer, when they receive the information, to go through the modem, it will convert the analog signal to digital so that the computer can understand. So that will be the conclusion of this lecture. So again, this is our first lectures. We just go through the basic terminology about computers, what is a computer, and the most important elements or the components of a computer and what they are. So again, thank you, and see you in the next lectures.